Hey everybody, welcome to Squarebox Games. Today we have our first playthrough of Unmatched Adventures, Tales to Amaze. If you don't have this game already, it is amazing. If you're familiar with Unmatched, but not familiar with this, Unmatched basically made a cooperative version of the game where you get to team up 1 to 4 players against the game, against an enemy. And of course, you can mix and match with all of the pre-existing Unmatched content, but we're going to assume you guys already know Unmatched here. So, we've got Mothman set up here, and I randomly chose a hero, and we actually have Alice from the Battle of Legends Volume 1 pack. So we've set up here. Mothman is in the middle. The Loveland Frog is our minion that we're going to be fighting. Shout out to Loveland, Ohio. We've got the 4 bridges out randomly. I've got Alice starting here with the Jabberwock in an adjacent, or in her zone, of course. We were setting her up here. We're starting big, so we get to add 2 to the value of her attack cards. There's just 1 player playing, so we've got the Loveland Frog at 10 health and Mothman at 10 health. So we're going to see how this game goes. Now, we're going to start with 5 cards here. Obviously, nothing's hidden because we're playing this together. So we're going to randomize the order here to see who goes first. And normally you keep those up by the tracker, but I'm going to keep them down here just so we can kind of keep track of things. I'm going to move this. We don't really need these tokens in the view, do we? But we will want to see this order. I'm going to put this right here so we can see if it's big or small. So we'll just draw from the initiative pile right here. Ooh, player 1 goes first. Lucky. So we've got a movement of 2. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the Jabberwocky in and probably just attack as much as I can. So we're going to maneuver. So we're going to draw a card. We have movement of 2. So I'm going to bring Alice in, 1, 2. And the Jabberwock here, 1, 2. And I guess we're going to just attack. So the Jabberwock, this is, I can play any of these 2. Discard the top card of your deck, add its boost value to this card's value. That's what I'm going to do. Because we want to get Mothman out as quickly as possible. So we're going to play that against Mothman. Mothman's going to defend. Ooh, that's a good card there. So it's 3 versus 3. And then during combat, I can discard the top card of my deck, add its boost value, which is 2. So that's going to be 5 versus 3, so we're going to deal 2 damage to Mothman. So we got a little hit here. And then after combat, deal 1 damage to each adjacent opposing fighter. So Jabberwock will also take a hit there. For each fighter damaged this way, add a Doom token to the lowest numbered bridge. So we're going to add 1 Doom token to bridge number 1 there. And that's our turn. Let's see what Mothman's going to do. Or the Loveland Frog, we'll see. Mothman is next. So Mothman's going to take a turn. He is going to, by default, attack an adjacent character with whatever this card is right here. And we're going to choose, should we defend? I think we should. We're going to defend with this card. So Mothman's going to attack for 2. We're going to defend with 4, but immediately cancel all effects on the opponent's card. Bummer. So Mothman makes his 1 attack. It doesn't go through, but we had to burn a card there. Now the Loveland Frog is going to go. He takes a turn. So he's going to move to the closest enemy he can, which is going to be Alice herself, and he's going to attack. And from what I remember about the Loveland Frog, his attacks don't do a ton of damage. But he'll be able to attack multiple times in future rounds. So I don't think... I'm going to play this card. No, I'm not. I'm just going to take the hit. I don't think it's going to be worth it. Let's hope it's only like a 1 or a 2. Okay, 1. So Alice is going to take 1 damage. She's down to 12. The Loveland Frog goes. And now the end of the round effects happen. Nothing here. Advance the threat marker in number of spaces equal to 1 plus the number of Doom tokens on the lowest bridge. There's 1, so we're going to move it 2. And then here we deal 1 damage to each opposing fighter adjacent to Loveland Frog. So Alice takes a hit. She's at 11. And we shuffle a Loveland Frog, strikes again into the initiative. So that's the end of the round. Not bad. We got 2 damage. Okay, I'm shuffling this good. Do you feel like this is shuffled enough? I hope so. Let's see who goes first. Of course, the Loveland Frog. So he's going to attack Alice, and I'm just going to take it again. And it's 1 damage. So Alice is down to 10. And then for initiative, Mothman's going to go. So he's going to attack the Jabberwock. And I think Jabberwock's going to have to take it because I don't have any cards. All of my cards are Alice. So Mothman will attack for 4. During combat, increase this value by 1 for each destroyed bridge. There aren't any destroyed bridges, sorry. But the Jabberwock is going to be down to 3, just like that. That's a big hit. And then after combat, place Mothman in the closest empty starting space. Which 1, 2, 3, 4 to get over the 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess, well, Mothman has a move, so they're going to be the same. So what I'm going to do is choose which starting space and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and put Mothman right there at 3. So Mothman is going to be in range, hopefully, of Alice being able to take a big hit, or send a big hit on him. All right, next. Loveland Frog strikes again. He's going to attack Alice. Yet again, I think I just want to... Well, if I do this, I can move up to 2 spaces, and I can double attack. I think I can do that. I'm just going to defend with that then. I'm going to switch to small, but it'll be okay. So the Loveland Frog is going to attack for 1. I'm not going to take the hit. My defense after combat happens first. Move each of your fighters up to 2 spaces and change size, so we're small. And I'm going to move the Jabberwock here, so I'll be close to Mothman as well. And then the after combat here, if Loveland Frog won the combat, they did not. So that doesn't matter. All right, now it's our turn, right? Player 1 takes a turn. So we're small, unfortunately, but we do have 2 attacks we can do, which I think I'm going to play this first. Snicker Snack. If you won the combat, look at your opponent's hand and choose 1 card for them to discard. So I'm going to attack Mothman. Mothman's going to defend with a 3. So I did not win, but the after combat here happens first. Deal 1 damage to each opposing fighter. That attack did not go well for us. 9. For each fighter damage this way, add that many dupe tokens to the lowest bridge. So there's 2 on there. And that's it. And then the after combat here, I did not win, so it doesn't matter. But I do get a second action, which I think I'm going to do this. You think? After combat, move Alice up to 3 spaces. Change size. That'll make me... I don't know if that's going to go well. I'm going to attack anyway. A Mothman, of course, because he's right there. So he's going to defend with this. Immediately, if the printed value of the opponent's card is 4 or higher, ignore its value. It's not, so it's a 3 against 1. So we're going to deal 2 damage to Mothman. He's going to be down to 6. Thereafter, combat happens first. If Mothman won the combat, they didn't. Add a doom token to each bridge. And then Alice, move up to 3 spaces and change size. I don't know if I want to even move. I think I'm just going to stay there and change size to big. That way I can get 2 attacks in next turn. No, I need the... You know what? I don't think this is a good decision on what I'm doing, but we're going to go with it. So that's our turn. So end of the round, deal 1 damage to each fighter adjacent to Loveland Frog. And add a strikes again, back, No one's adjacent to him. Mothman, advance the threat marker 1, plus equal to the number of doom tokens, so 3. 1, 2, 3. The first bridge is not destroyed yet. We shuffled in the next frog attack card. Here we go. Yeah, this game is great. Let me know if you guys have played it in the comments. And if you have, who you played with. The very first game I did was Jill Trent versus Mothman, and I actually won, and it was crazy. We ended up over here, and I was down to 1 health 4 separate times in that game, but I kept healing because I had the bridge. This one was over here that lets you gain 3 health when you maneuver, so Mothman and I were going back and forth. So I only have 1 card with no defense. I'm down to 9 health and 3 health. Mothman's still at 6, so let's see what happens. I was hoping we would go first. Mothman takes a turn. This is my only card, so I'm going to take an undefended attack against from Mothman. Immediately at the printed... Okay, that doesn't matter. So they're going to do 3 if Mothman won the combat, add a doom token to each bridge. Yikes. Mothman won, so we're down to 6. We're going to add a doom token to each bridge. 3 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. That wasn't good. Let's hope we get to go. Of course, no, it's the frog. So the frog's going to move to the closest opponent, which is Alice. And he's going to attack. Yet again, I have no defense cards. So he's going to attack 4, 2. After combat, place the Loveland frog in the closest empty starting space, then deal 1 damage to each adjacent opposing fighter. So, oops, I got messed up. Don't want to mix those. So, first off, Alice is going to take 2 damage. She's down to 4. And then the Loveland frog goes to the closest empty starting space, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. So we'll just pop them up over here. And then there's no adjacent characters, so come on. Okay, now we get to go. Alice, this is your time. I'm going to maneuver. We got a feint. And then I'm going to maneuver 1, 2. And then... I'm going to go 1, 2. So my maneuver... Actually, I think I can only do 1 bridge move per turn. Do you guys know, can I do more than 1 bridge action a turn? We'll just say you can only do 1 per turn. So I'll just go 1, 2. Jabberwock's going to die. So what I'm going to do here, because I maneuvered and ended near a bridge, I'm going to discard a card and remove doom tokens equal to its boost value from there, and do the action of the bridge, which is a fighter recovers 3 health. So we're going to give Alice 3 health, put her at 7. So that was my first action. For my second action, I think I'm going to maneuver again. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, and 1, 2. And then I'm going to discard this card to give a fighter 3 health, and I'm going to give the Jabberwock 3 more health. So we maneuvered twice, got rid of some doom tokens. I have 1 defense card that's faint. So who's next? The Loveland frog. So he's going to move 3 towards the closest enemy, which I think is going 1, 2, 3 this way. Then he's going to get to go again, which means he moves here and makes an attack. I do have any, but Jabberwock has 6 defense. I'm just going to risk it. We're going to get this attack card here. After combat, okay, so 2 damage to Jabberwock. We're down to 4. Place the Loveland frog in the closest empty starting space, then do 1 damage to each fighter adjacent to him. So he's going to go back to where he is, which is great because That means we're going to take damage from this. So, first off, advance the threat marker a number of spaces to 1 plus the number of doom tokens on the lowest bridge. So that's going to be 4, which is enough to destroy the bridge. So the bridge is going to get destroyed. We put it here and we suffer these consequences. Place Mothman adjacent to the hero with the lowest health. Which let's just do right here. Actually, we can choose where we want, right? I'll put Mothman right there. Yeah, that's what I want. And then the Doom tokens are going to move to the next bridge, which is bridge number 2 right here. So that's done. Then do 1 damage to each opponent adjacent to the Loveland Frog. There's no one, and we add the last Loveland Frog. Strikes again. And that's the end of the round. So last time when I did this, I went hard for the Loveland Frog to try to get rid of them, so it was just down to the initiative being either Alice or the Loveland Frog. Do you feel like this is mixed up enough? That'd be great if we went first. We'll see. Let's just put this here. So initiative, Loveland Frog strikes again. So he's going to move towards the closest enemy. So 1, 2, 3. Actually, that's not the case. Actually, that goes that too. I think if they can't move to an enemy, we just add 1 threat. I think that's what we do. Hold on. Let's check the rules. Yes, if there's no target, they just move the threat marker up by 1. That's actually, I think, going to be okay for us. Oh, I forgot to do that. Each player discards a card. Come on, guys. I forgot to do that. So here, he can't do anything, so he's just going to move the threat up 1. Then the next is the Loveland Frog. Yet again, he can't attack because he can't get within 3, so that's going to move up. Loveland Frog, that's going to move up. This isn't good. Okay, player 1. Here's our chance. We are big. We've done no actions. So I'm going to maneuver because I don't have any cards. We're going to get this. After combat move, each of your fires up to 2 spaces. I think what I'm going to do is wait. I'm going to maneuver here. And then I'm actually going to... Yes. And I'm actually going to have the Jabberwock go 1, 2. So the Loveland Frog won't keep pushing this threat up. But when I do that maneuver, I'm going to end here. I'm going to discard this. Its boost is only 1, so we only get to remove 1 Doom token. But we do get to do its action, which is draw cards. A player draws cards until they have 4. So now we've got some stuff to work with here. And I do have 1 more action. Which I think is going to be... I guess let's maneuver 1 more time. I think I can do this. 1, 2. And then I'll move the Jabberwock. I'll just keep the Jabberwock there. And we can discard a card. Which I'm going to say this one. Because the boost value is 3. And we can get rid of all of those Doom tokens. And a player can draw until they have up to 4 cards. But we have 4 cards already. So that's the end of that. So now, Mothman or the Frog. The Frog is going to attack. So now they can reach the Jabberwock. So they're going to move and attack. The Jabberwock can't do anything. We could defend here. The Jabberwock still has 4 health. I'm going to risk it. Loveland Frog is going to attack the Jabberwock for 1. The Loveland Frog won the combat. Deal 2 damage to opposing fighter. Adjacent opposing fighter. So that's going to kill the Jabberwock once that happens. So bad move on my part, but it's okay. Now Mothman's gonna go. Sorry, you guys can't see this. So Mothman's gonna move to get adjacent to Alice. He's gonna attack Alice. Alice only has 7 health, so I'm gonna defend with this card. So let's see what we get attacked with. Immediately cancel all effects. So 2 versus 2, nothing's gonna happen. But I was going to be able to draw cards and get 3 health. But that's not going to happen. So no damage happens, which is good at least. That stinks. Okay, so end of the round. Loveland Frog strikes again. D1 damage each fighter adjacent to Loveland Frog, which gets the Jabberwocky down to 0. They're out of the game. Loveland Frog, nothing. Then we're going to advance the threat marker 1 plus the number of Doom tokens on the lowest number bridge, which luckily is 0, because we got rid of them all. So now back to this. I guess I can scoot this closer in now. Okay, Alice is down to 7. Mothman is down to 6, but we do have cards in our hand. It would be incredible if... Oh, I forgot to look. Does Mothman... Yeah, he doesn't move after that. It would be incredible if we... I'm trying to shuffle these real good. If we got to go first, there's a chance we could win. Loveland Frog strikes again. It can't move, so guess what happens? Loveland Frog, it can't get towards a person, so this happens. Please don't be another frog card. Okay, so we're going to lose a bridge, I think. I think this happens instantly. Let me double check. Does the bridge happen instantly? The end of the round. I'm just going to say it happens right now. I'm going to say it happens right now. So this bridge goes away. Each player discards a card, and Mothman recovers 1 health for each player still in the game. So Mothman is going to go up to 7. We're going to discard a card. That's a no-brainer, the Jabberwock, because we can't use that card. And then that resets. So we get to take a turn. All right, we are big. I'm going to choose to attack Mothman with this. So it's going to be worth 6 because we're big. And Mothman's going to defend with... Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to do 3 damage to Mothman. So he's going to be down to 4. And then after combat, Mothman's the defender, so his thing happens first. Do 1 damage to each opposing fighter. So Alice is also... she's down to 6. Oops. These dials are a little loose. So I've been playing with them a bunch. And then we added Doom token to the lowest number bridge, which is now bridge 3. And then that's done. Alice, if you win the combat, choose one of the fighters in the combat and move them up to 2 spaces. Is it worth it? Yeah, I think I'm going to move Alice. Yeah, I have a plan here. I'm going to move Alice 1, 2. So then for my second action, I'm going to maneuver, get a card, move here. I'm going to discard this card to remove a Doom token, and a fighter recovers 3 health. So I'm up to 9. I have 1 good defensive card. And now Mothman's going to attack us. So he's going to move here. And Mothman is going to attack. I'm going to use this for defense. That's the big attack. During combat, increase this value by 1 for each destroyed bridge. So that's going to be a 6 versus a 2. So I'm going to take 4 damage. Glad I got that health. I'm down to 5 now. After combat, choose 2 different effects. Alice recovers 3 health. Yes. And then place Alice in any space. I don't know if I'm going to do that, or I'm going to draw 2 cards. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to draw these 2 cards. And then after combat, place Mothman in the closest empty starting space, which is going to be starting at 5. which is good because we're still adjacent. I have these 2 cards. Oh, 2 feints. And then the frog is going to go again. And the frog can't get to us, so he's not going to move and increase the threat by 1. So that's the end of another round. So nothing. Do 1 damage to each fighter adjacent. Nothing, nothing. And then Mothman's ability, which is advanced 1 plus the number of dude tokens on the lowest number bridge, which is nothing. So we got Mothman down to 4. We are down to 5, right? No, 8, because I did gain 3 health. We're down. We have 8. Mothman only has 4. Loveland Frog hasn't been touched. We're big. We can potentially kill Mothman. Let's see what happens. Loveland Frog. 1, 2. Can't move. Increase that. Loveland Frog. Increase this. This isn't good. Loveland Frog. Increase this. This is terrible. Our turn. Whew. I don't know. Should we attack? These would be worth 4 each, and they cancel. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to attack Mothman because we are right beside him. Hope we get something good. Remember, our attack cards are +2. So, what do we got? We are attacking, and we instantly ignore all that, which I don't think that effect can be canceled because that's what reshuffles the deck. So we're going to attack for 2 + 2, which is 4 against 0, and, oh, there we go. Perfect. Down to 0. So Alice, she comes, she strikes Mothman. Ugh! 2 bridges are destroyed, but 2 more remain. The Loveland Frog vanishes into the mist. Rumors are that the Loveland Frog is still seen every once in a while, but Mothman hasn't been seen since the day Alice came to Point Pleasant and destroyed him once and for all. Wow, so there you go. That was an example game of Unmatched Adventures. Tales to Amaze, specifically Mothman. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have this game. If you do, tell me who you've beaten Mothman with, who you've lost to, how you like the heroes in the box. Have you played competitively with the heroes in the box against older stuff? Like I said, this is only my 2nd game ever playing it. They've both been single-player games. I haven't played a multiplayer game yet, but that was so much fun. I love this game so much. Let me know what you guys think, and if you like this, let me know if you want to do more of these single-player games like this, especially with Unmatched. It's probably one of my favorite games, and the fact that I can now play it and record individually instead of having to coordinate with other people like Ryan and the other guys on the channel to get a session in, this makes it so much easier to push content out. So if you guys like this, let me know, but hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to us. Notification bell, blah 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 blah. You guys go play some games. Bye.